it is time to get this baby and a few other babies into some new soil. It's now taking me about 15 minutes to half an hour to get these watered, because the organic soil that I have used is compacting and not allowing water to move through, which is really bad for my plants. I'm really glad I got this soil before winter. I did not choose what I thought was the most perfect soil. However, I did choose what I thought was the best soil for the price, which was a mix-it-yourself soil with three of the items I had on my list on Amazon. Unfortunately, and these in any bigger amounts are prohibitively expensive for me right now, and I only have a few plants to do, so this amount of each is just fine. Akadama, pumice, and black lava. I'm going to put these together in equal amounts. I am also going to add just a very little bit of sphagnum moss. Just a very little bit. Not in any way the amount that I was putting in the planters before. And I'm glad to see that these have Ziplocs. Akadama is actually a stone that does eventually decompose, but I don't know how long it takes it to do it. I'm assuming I'm good for a number of years. Lava, of course, is, black lava is black lava. The lava stone that I put in these pots previously is very similar to the black lava that is, this is the black lava, yes. It's very similar to the black lava that I have here, but unfortunately I could not get that chopped up well enough, and this is a really good size. I see you over there, little birds. You can come and eat if you want while I'm working. You are perfectly welcome to do so. I'm going to start out with just equal 1 cup amounts of each. Mix those together and then start adding in the moss. Ooh, okay, well, I guess digging at it isn't the best idea. One of those. And the akadama is really heavy, which means these stones really have some mass to them. Same size as the lava, but much heavier. Pumice. It's weird, in the pumice bag I'm actually getting little bits of orange, green, brown, black. Interesting. How to make a very pretty soil, which is a fairly important part of bonsai. Oh yeah. So this soil isn't going to be compacted at all. It's going to be lovely. Definitely not going to be enough though. Definitely enough for at least one. That's just a handful of moss. Now this is the way it looks. It came in a vacuum sealed bag and dry. I put some boiling water on to rehydrate it. I have pulled some of the bigger pieces apart. And of course these outdoor bonsai won't need a whole lot of water holding capacity here in my part of Oregon, as we should get enough water through the winter to last us quite a while. Alrighty. You first, Rosemary, because you are the poor experimental thing in all. Oh, that's right, it's wired down in it. My goodness. Where did I put the wire clippers? Of course. I put them where they belong. Right, I found them. And well, I don't want to destroy any delicate surface roots either. What I want to do is, I want to get it all out and then take a look at it. I don't necessarily want it in the same spot, but I don't really have a choice because I don't have any other retainer right now. My goodness, everything's taken up with winter stuff. Come on. Come on. Ow. Wire is really sharp. Alright, here we go. Oh. Yeah. You know, rosemary is really good on the root front. It will just keep going. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I should. Here we go. I'll get this out. And then get this out. There we go. I feel like I should wash the roots and wash the and wash this. Just for safety's sake. All right. I got it out. And these are the roots. You can see the little ones right here that I started with. And then there's a giant mass right here. I know this is not the best time to be doing this in the time of the year, but rosemary is really resilient to abuse. which is why I'm going to try it on it. I'm just going to kind of comb these out. And lucky me, I always have a greenhouse if, you know, things don't look, well, if we get like early, really bad weather early on, which I very seriously doubt we will. Ooh, yeah, look at these big roots just curled around inside the pot. Come on. Come on. Oh, the underside of the leaves got pretty dirty. I should clean this up too. As soon as I get the roots done, I'll give it another quick little rinse. There we go. I do kind of like these. They look nice sticking up out of the soil a little bit. All right. Anybody just joining me for the first time for Bonsai Diaries, I am not an expert. This actually is one of my first bonsais. I have a couple more going. I don't have any really great pots yet. I just got decent soil mix for the first time, and my wiring is not all it probably should be. There we go. There we go. Ah. Yep, clean roots. Looks good underneath. Nice, healthy string of roots here. Of course, I can't keep all these roots. No, I don't need them all. I'm gonna go give it a quick rinse and get all the rest of this dirt off it. Better. Now, I'm going to give it something to sit on. Oh, but I forgot about the wire, didn't I? Oh. I am also not the best at wiring either. And one of the problems that I do have with this pot is that it doesn't have proper feet. I'm going to have to glue some feet on here to lift it up so that it's not sitting on the wire that I use to wire the tree down with. Oh, I'm going to figure out the wire after I have it sitting in there, because I can push the wire up. Now I'm going to start trimming roots. Hopefully I do this right. I don't want to trim any of these important roots too much, but there are a couple that are snaking underneath that I don't like at all. There we go. There we go. There. Maybe I can encourage more root growth on this side. Oh, that looks all right. I brought a chopstick this time because I know getting this soil down in between the roots can be a bit of a pain. Hopefully, I won't have to do this more than once. Is it gonna stand? I think it's gonna stand. I think this is going to do it without actually wiring it. That would be amazing. I'll go water this and bring it back and we can see what it looks like. Well, it did not fall apart when I watered it. I think it looks much nicer this way. There's a little surface root here and a little surface root here, and I think that's going to look good. I'm not sure about these roots right here. I don't know if they'll survive. I don't know if they're supposed to be on top. I don't know what they're going to look like, even if they do survive. We'll see. But it looks good to me. Here is my second baby. This was my cherry experiment, and this is the one I'm not even sure if it's a cherry. It might be an elm. I think it's a cherry, but I find it hard to tell. Today I wired 2 of the branches down to continue the curving shape, but I didn't trim very much. I trimmed one tiny branch that was starting here, one tiny branch here, and a couple of leaves that would have gotten crushed. The roots are starting to come out the bottom, which means it's a happy plant. It is a happy plant. I'm just using the bottom of this 1 gallon pot as a trainer pot because I don't want to entirely kill it by putting it in its actual pot, although the actual pot is fairly deep, so I'll go get it and I can consider it. Watch out, little bird. I gotta go in. Watch out, little man. Watch out. Watch out. I know you're hungry, but you know, I have work to do here. All right, now that I see this pot, it's actually, I think it's deep enough that it's going to transplant pretty well. So I think I'll use this. I'm gonna have to make quite a bit more soil. Then I have to figure out exactly how much I'm gonna take off of these roots. It's so compact, it's a bit of a nightmare. And it's not wired in here. This is just the plant in the peat moss and peat moss lava rock. The The thing I'm going to miss is that it has a nice covering of moss up here, but we're in Oregon, so moss is an inevitability. Now, a question that you might be thinking is, why are you using 3 different types of rocks? Well, I have seen videos where some people used akadama all on its own. And besides being exceedingly expensive, their plants didn't seem to do as well as professionals who mixed materials such as pumice and lava rock in the soil they were using. And I'm adding the sphagnum moss because sphagnum moss seems to do pretty well at helping any damage that occurs. I have seen some of my favorite bonsai teachers on YouTube using pure, just plain moss. I don't want to do that. Oh, and I forgot the little window screen because this hole is quite big. There we go. Oh, sorry, little bird. I fed them. Now they're hungry. There we go. Oh, I'm definitely going to need more. It's not going to be enough. And now we have a sparrow argument going on. Okay. It's up, and now I'm gonna go see if I can get this out of the pot without damaging it too badly. There we go. And look at the nice ring of roots we have around there. Once again, I'm gonna take the chance and just take. I'm not gonna take a knife to it this time. Last time I took a knife and just sliced off the bottom half of it. I'm actually gonna try to get it up to here. I might remove all the top. I might just wash out the roots. It's probably a good idea, and you know, because I can protect this tree during the winter. it's very frustrating. We're this close to winter, and I really, really need to repot this because it'll get waterlogged, it'll drown in the Oregon rain, and I don't want that to happen after all the time I've spent on it. Alrighty, let's see if I can do this. See, and it's very dry on the bottom. I even watered this. I watered it this morning, spending about a half an hour trying to get water down in the roots. The bottom, dry as a bone. Look at this, it's just falling away. Ooh, nice white root growth here with lots of little buds on the roots. I can see I'll have lots of cleanup work to do on the driveway once I'm done. I really did make a mistake not actually combing the roots out when I did this last time, but I didn't know. I absolutely didn't know that that is what I was supposed to do. Okay, I think the top is gonna have to go. Yeah, it's got really tight roots in around here. I do like the roots. Okay. I really don't want to mess with it too much, so I think this is about what I'm going to do with these for now. I might trim off just a couple of the ends, and then I will do a much heavier root trim in spring. There we go. Gonna just that's about all I want to do to it. I'm gonna try to give it a little hill to sit on. Ooh, well. Not quite ideal, but I guess. Oh. Look how high above that it is. I don't like that at all. Darn it. I guess I should really get the rest of those roots out and give it just a bit more of a trim. Let's see what I can do with it. All right. Now, I think I have it trimmed just enough. I trimmed just a little bit off the bottom. I got a generous portion out of here, but I don't want to go digging. I really do not want to go digging. It's still sitting a bit on top, but I think I can live with that for now. I think I can live with it until spring, and I think it can probably live with it until spring. All right, maybe I was wrong because these are going to be pretty exposed. I think I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board and settle it a little lower in the pot. Ah, out. Come out. Come out. A little. I don't want it to fight, but I don't want to fight with it. There we go. That's a little better. Unfortunately, with using rocks as the soil, you can't just water it in. They really need to be settled in. Okay, well, you don't want to play nice, then I'm going to have to cut you off. There you go. There we go. There's a springiness to it I didn't expect. But it does look like it's gonna stay. Oh, that feels pretty solid. I feel like there's a space underneath, and there really shouldn't be. This is definitely going to take practice. I can't let there be any spaces underneath. I should have created a little hill for it. Maybe I should just try this again and again and again. Well, it does feel like there's a fairly solid bank under there now. I think I may have gotten the space filled in. I sure do hope I'm doing this right. Yep, it's pretty solid under there now. All right. And I did manage to salvage a little bit of the moss on this side right here. So that'll be sure to spread very, very quickly. This is pretty heavy now. This is pretty heavy. And with my little wiring today, I can see the curve. Now, this doesn't belong here, but I don't want to do any major cuts until spring, so this is the way. This is going to stay for the winter. Alrighty, here's my last little specimen. This is another rosemary in its little plastic pot. I am pretty sure this baby's ready to go. Come on. It's not coming out of the holes though, so, well, it does have a bunch of roots there. A bunch of roots. It is just a solid little block. All right. Now the thing that I noticed very quickly on this is that most of the roots are very fine. It didn't grow a whole lot of thick, strong roots like the other rosemary did. Now, whether that's because I used a different type of potting soil or whether it's because this hasn't had as much time in its pot as the others, I don't know. But I'm going to treat this one just as harshly, if not more harshly, than the first one. I have tons and tons of rosemary. I can practice this as much as I like. If, of course, I can find my scissors. Alrighty. I'm gonna... Yeah, these just right out here. See. These out. This rosemary will definitely be going into the greenhouse. It does not have to struggle over the winter to try to survive. I'm reluctant, you know, to actually be too abusive with it, but I like that. I love this root right here. I'm not a big fan of all this. All right. I think that's probably enough torture for my poor little brain. In here, and I do want it on one side of the pot. I do want it on one side of the pot. That was always the plan, to get this on one side of the pot and then try to bend this coming this way and then get some of these branches to kind of weep. Just a hint. There we go. I think that is probably going to be good. Oh, that does look good. Right there. Right there looks good. Trusty little chopsticks. Trusty little chopstick. I want it a little further into the corner. There we go. I feel like I'm getting better at this all the time. And I see a tiny little piece of moss still there. It wasn't growing moss in the original potting soil, but it may grow it in this very nicely. All right. Feels pretty solid. All right. Artwork in a blue plastic pot. It feels really heavy. It feels really solid in its little base now. So now I know, I think this is what it should feel like when I've gotten all the rocks down in between the roots, which is good. I feel like I'm getting better at it.